Hi guys. Okay, so I'm filming outside today. Let's hope I don't get eaten alive by all the flies, which would be nice if that didn't happen to me. It's a nice day, it's a beautiful day, and some of you said that, I don't know why, that you wanted me to film in the woods, so here we go. This is my natural habitat. I might have to keep moving around this tree as the sun moves, because I don't really want to sit in direct sunlight, and it keeps, obviously, because the sun doesn't move, but the earth moves, and then there's, you know how it works. I don't need to explain this. But yeah, okay, so it's gonna move, and then I'm gonna need to, you know what? It's fine. Yeah, I might have to keep moving around the tree as the sun comes out. It's really hot today. It's getting quite late as well. I say late, it's not late. So it's really hot today. It's way too hot to be inside. Still hot outside. I am in the shade. I might still get burnt because I am pale, but let's see. So hi guys, I have Aces here as well today because I thought he might enjoy nature and a trip to the woods also. Okay, wow, I'm a bit, yeah, okay. So hello, this video it's not a scripted video, obviously. It's not a video with a point necessarily. I just wanted to make this video because there were a few things I wanted to talk about. I'll tell you before I start what things, and also it's going to be really long and rambly. We know this, we know the drill. If I don't script, it's going to be long, rambly. It's just for people who are interested. So I'm going to talk about potentially some things going on with my channel. I do have notes because I can't do completely with nothing. I can hear people. Why can I hear people? I don't want people to come and find me filming. This would be really embarrassing. Okay, go away, people. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted to talk about some things going on with my channel. I wanted to talk about as well potentially Patreon stuff. Maybe. Let's see. Throwing some ideas out there. I want your guys' thoughts on this too. So this is important that you're here. And also, my last video, there are a few things I wanted to address with that actually. A few criticisms of it I wanted to address, and just a few other points and stuff I wanted to talk about with the Walsh video. So I'm going to get onto that later as well, because there are a few things I wanted to mention. Although I will say, this is not, don't worry, this is not like another response to him or anything. I'm done with that. I was only ever going to do one video addressing that, and that's all I've done, and I don't think I'm not getting into a YouTube back and forth, don't worry. I don't think he is either. I think he briefly addressed it, but not really. But yeah, there were a bit, not for his benefit, just for a few like criticism stuff, and points that I wanted to talk about that you guys have brought up. So this is for you guys, it's not another, it's not another addressing him, because, yeah. So I hope that's clear. Also, it's really hot. I'm out in the hot sun, so I'm probably not going to be that focused. Even less focused than normal. So we'll see how this goes. So first of all, hello to the few new subscribers who told me that you found my video because you were subscribed to Walsh, and then unsubscribed from him and subscribed to me, which really did surprise me. Everyone is welcome here, and I am very happy to have you, but I will be honest, I'm not sure how much overlap there is between mine and Walsh's content. Not much, I hope. So I don't know how you guys will find it here. We'll see. Let's be gentle with each other. It's gonna be okay. I feel like this will be a learning experience for all of us, but it's gonna be fine. Don't be frightened, guys. I think this will be the start of something beautiful. Yeah, I really do. I am not going to advocate though for the execution of those who disagree with socialism. So I don't know maybe how comfortable you feel with. I'm also not going to argue that child pornography should be decriminalised because slavery is also bad. So I hope you guys are okay with that. I'll stop. I'm joking. I'm gonna annoy people already. You're very welcome here. You know, this is fine. I'm just messing around. I'll stop now. I am very happy to have you. But I cannot promise to be the most focused person ever. You know, you're just sitting outside and it's just a beautiful day, and I know you guys can't see this, but like up there, it's gorgeous. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna move the camera up there to show you. you have to just look for a minute. Look, we're already getting distracted, but it's okay because it's beautiful. Wait, look. Can you see? I don't know if you can see how pretty that is. Look at all that. Okay. Ah, fuck. Just fly just landed on me. Okay, there we go. Back to normal now. Is that where it was? I don't know. Okay, that'll do. I hope there we go. You get to enjoy the scenery. So this is what I'm looking at, and this is how nice it is. So I don't know if I can really focus. I might just sort of end up dozing in how gorgeous the day is. So yeah, I don't think I'm making proper sentences. Okay, so first, Patreon. I'm thinking of doing the Patreon thing that you do on Patreon. So quite a few of you have been saying that I should be doing that for a while. And the reason I never did it in the past was because I've been so my upload schedule with YouTube has been really scatty. I'll go 6 months without uploading anything, and I've not really been focused on it. But then recently I have actually been, I guess you could say, taking YouTube a bit more seriously. So because of that, I am uploading more frequently. So because of that, I'm like, okay, maybe I can do the Patreon thing and I'll be able to stick to it. There's the sun shining in the camera. It's fine. So I'm thinking that I might start the Patreon thing. And then I was like, well, and this is where I need you guys' help. So here's the thing. What would you guys want to see from Patreon? And don't say pictures of skirts and stockings. Oh, I'll stop. None of that behaviour. There will be none of that kind of content. There will not be an OnlyFans account. No. But if anyone has any sensible, nice suggestions for Patreon, then please let me know. So what I was thinking, here's some thoughts I've had. So some of you actually seem to like a few. Is the sun shining in the camera? Is it? I think it's still fine. Is it fine? Maybe. Okay. So some of you seem to, like I've said before, there's of my subscribers, there's the people who like to see the scripted videos. I have a stick. I thought you should know this. Okay. No. Galtair, focus. So I told you it's really warm and it's lovely, and I'm just looking up at the leaves, and I'm just, why do I have to do anything? Okay. For some reason, so we know that there's the subscribers I have that really just like the scripted stuff, and then there's some of you who, for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with you guys, like hearing me ramble. So for those people, I'm thinking, so do I do on Patreon? I'm just throwing some ideas out here because I need your feedback. Would there be interest, first of all? I think there would be, because some of you quite a few of you said before that I should do that, and that you'd want that. So, but yeah, is there interest in that if I do Patreon, first of all? So I was thinking of doing I don't know. So maybe the Patreon, and this is just throwing ideas out there. Oh my god, I accidentally threw a leaf in my drink. So I was thinking, do I maybe do each, so patrons, people who are on the Patreon, if you wanted to, maybe you could either ask for my opinions on various different topics, whether that's certain kinds of, I don't know, storytelling, other things, anything unrelated, my opinions on stuff, questions, like I did the question video, but maybe something like that. And then maybe I could do a monthly video where I, depending on how in-depth it is, answer a few questions, answer one question, make it a whole video that is just based around that one topic, or you give me suggestions or something to talk about that I wouldn't do on the YouTube, and that I will do on Patreon, and it wouldn't be edited at all. So, and I've never done a completely unedited video because so that will be interesting. So I feel like that'll be really long and rambly, but we can see how that goes. So I could do that every month on Patreon, I just talk like I do normally, but and then because then I wouldn't have to edit it, so it's not for a YouTube thing, it's just the patrons, people who want to hear, oh, talk about this topic, and then I could just, and it's not a fully formed thought necessarily. Does this make sense? So you guys tell me what you think of that. That's the first thing I can do. And then I could also on Patreon upload clips that I didn't make it into my long scripted videos, because I do sometimes take out long clips. So for example, And I do still have the footage of, a few of you wanted to hear my thoughts on Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. So a few of you wanted to hear my thoughts on Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. That was in my last Q&A video. And I talked for like half an hour, I think, about Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and then I cut it out the final video. But I could maybe upload that clip to Patreon, as well as like other stuff, you know, as well as the then month-long talking videos, like the extracts and stuff, things like that. Right, okay, so something is about to happen, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. So a mosquito is about to land on my head and start drinking my blood, and I'm not going to notice for a very long time, and then I'm going to feel a sharp stabbing pain in my head, and then I'm going to squash the mosquito and end up splattering my own blood that the mosquito drank all over my face. So this is what is about to happen. Please enjoy. So also, like, I've got the long clip as well, which I was surprised by how many people wanted this, because I mentioned in my Q&A video that one of the things I cut out was I ended up going on a really long tangent about how I'm snapping twigs now. I ended up going on a really long tangent about how Fox Mulder is the most attractive fictional character, because he obviously is. And I was really shocked by how many people were like, oh my god, I can't believe you cut out the rant about Fox Mulder. And my favourite comment, someone commented, like, what was it? I can't remember exactly, but it was something like, this is cutting out of Fox Mulder of this video is an absolute disgrace. Hashtag release the tapes. Hashtag the truth is out there. And that gave me a good chuckle. So, you know, you're right, the truth is out there. So, to Patreon, I could upload my little tangent about Fox Mulder, which, you know why I started talking about him? Because it was actually the question, someone asked me what my personality type was, which I'll just tell you, I could tell you now. It's INFP. Where did ow! I think I just got bitten on my head. Oh, and I squashed it. Oh. Okay. Okay, now I have blood all over my face. This is not going, is that my blood or is that, what is that? Okay, I've cleared up the blood now. This is the problem. I told you, I'm getting eaten alive. This is the problem. This is the problem with nature. It is very good, but it does want to eat you. So, you know, yeah. Okay. Nature, very good, but it wants to eat you. Yeah, this is true. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, Fox Mulder. That question. This is what I mean with these videos. I'm just rambling now, guys. I feel important when I have a stick as well. Point. So, no, the reason I started talking about the X-Files and Fox Mulder was because it was the question, someone asked me what my personality type was, which I'll tell you guys, it's INFP. Ow, go away, stop, not again. It's the flies. It's INFP, which apparently, and I don't know how they know this, I feel like they make this up, but on the thingy, the website, the thingy, where you do the thing, the personality type thing, apparently Fox Mulder is also INFP. So that's why I went on a rant about him. Also, apparently it's Tolkien and Arwen, the elf from Lord of the Rings. Apparently all those INFPs. I don't know how they know this. I feel like they just made it up. I think they just guessed. But that's why I was like, pretty cool. So that's my personality type. The INFP, which is the mediator. I think that's what it is. My friend made me do it. I'm not really that bothered. But then I did it and then I read it and I was like, oh, it is quite accurate. I don't know why why am I putting sticks in my head? So there we go. For any of you, some of you are really dying to know what my personality type was. There, INFP, and yes, it's accurate. So, I don't know. Yeah. Although, I don't think I'm as nice as INFPs normally. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know, those were some thoughts I had about what I could do. This is how horror movies start. I can hear there's something rustling in the bushes over there. It's too pretty though for the start of a horror movie. I should show you this as well. Look, there's lovely rhododendrons, they're still flowering. Can you see? Wait. No. Never mind. Okay, ignore me. Wait, and you can move. Okay, wait. Also, if the camera's tilted, I don't know, I can't tell, but also, I'm sorry, I'm outside. I can't make the ground even. God, what do you want from me? So, Right, so I've been here most of the day, down there, and around the bushes around here, there's been something, a creature, really, really loudly just moving around. It better not be a person. I'm not getting murdered right now. This is not happening. That's so inconvenient. Oh, and the other thing I had the thought of Patreon. Okay, so this is what I've got so far. But you tell me if you don't like this, and or if you have other suggestions. I'm open to other suggestions. But see, okay, because the thing with Patreon as well, because my videos take so long to do. I don't know how much, and I'm not making a huge amount from them on YouTube. I don't know how much, like, relative to how many hours I spend on them, I don't know how much I'm getting, like, probably like 5p an hour or something. So I thought about that for more than 2 seconds and realised that there's no way that can be anywhere near true. That is so wildly inaccurate. It's truly amazing. I should not be allowed anywhere near numbers. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know maths. I have no idea how. In my head, I can't even begin to like have even a somewhat accurate ballpark of how much I'm making an hour, because I don't understand the mathematics. But it's not a lot, basically, is what I do know. So yeah, the amount of hours spent working on it, it's like a lot for not much. Yeah, for not getting, which is fine because I kind of do enjoy it, but at the same time it's like, okay, you know, I quite like to make money from something I'm spending a huge amount of time on. Hence the Patreon thing. Obviously I'll put things out for Patreon as well. Oh, fuck off, stop it, I swear. So yeah, mainly the Patreon thing is to support the YouTube channel, because the scripted videos take a fucking lot of work the videos take a lot of hours from obviously scripting it, takes bloody ages, and then filming it, and then editing it, and first of all, I can't afford to pay someone to edit my videos, but also I wouldn't want to, because I have actually had some kind offers from people offering to edit my stuff for me just for free, which firstly I'd feel weird about letting someone do loads of free work, and secondly, yeah, it's like I almost the editing of the video is almost as essential to this. It's almost the same as the scripting of it, and often when I'm scripting a video I have in my head how the edit's going to be, so yeah, yeah, so it's a lot of time basically, and that's why I like to start Patreon, because then I can probably spend more time on YouTube as well. If I'm making some money from, I am starting to make some money from YouTube, but it's not a huge amount. Definitely not anywhere near enough to live off. So, you know, yeah. So I thought Patreon, if people would like to support the channel and also get some additional content. And yeah, so let me know. So here's what we got. You guys tell me what you think, because, you know, obviously need your guys' input as well. So of what stuff you'd want to see on Patreon, if indeed I do a Patreon, if there's enough interest. So monthly, like, rambling video, which is completely, this video will be edited even, so it will just be like, the Patreon videos will just be just me talking. I don't know how long, probably like an hour or something, I'm guessing, maybe like an hour long rambling video a month that's completely unedited, so I'll just like talk for an hour on like a topic, maybe something random, maybe something you guys have suggested, maybe a question you've asked me about, something that I could do a video on and answer, the patrons have asked. Also on Patreon, uploading like extracts and clips and stuff that I've edited out of other videos maybe. I don't know what else you guys get. If you have any other suggestions, stuff you'd really like to see, let me know. Also, the other thought I had, and you guys are going to tell me that I can't do this probably, which will make me sad. But I also, can I do a poem of the month please on Patreon? This is when you're gonna comment going, Galter, we will pay you to not read poetry. How about that? I will pay you to fucking not do that. Because I like the poems. Because I did that last time. I read a few poems in one of my last videos a while ago. And some of you, I've got my stick again. Some of you said that you really liked the poems. So you have encouraged me because of this. And I really like the poems. And I really like talking about poems. So also, as well as that, then I can also do on Patreon a little short video where I just read one of my favourite poems, and then I just talk about why it's my favourite. Like, in English class. Like you've gone back to school. So that sounds fun, right? No one wants that. I want that. So I think you should agree. I think you should agree to the poetry. I think you should say, yes, Galte, we would like to see that. You'll hurt my feelings if you say no. Okay, no, I'm kidding, but let me know what you think about those things. Poem of the month, guys. This is exciting. Get excited. As well as, yeah, that other stuff. And if you have any other suggestions, let me know. And if there's interest in that, let me know. What do we think? What do we think? Patreon, yes, no? Tell me. Okay, then the second thing I wanted to talk about, because we're moving on now. Oh my god, fuck off! There's like flies having sex on my leg. No! This is not acceptable. Either that or they're eating each other. Okay. Okay, and the second thing that I wanted to talk about, okay, the second thing, oh, also, did I tell you that Aces is here? I did tell you that. Never mind. The second thing I wanted to talk about, oh, I swear, I'm gonna get... Go away, leave me alone, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. No, I'm not dinner. So the second thing I wanted to mention, because some of you did not like the fact that I called my last video Male Feminists Hate Women. I just wanted to clarify some things. So, and it's a fair criticism, because some of you are like, obviously, this is definitely not all male feminists. And also, some of you were like, well, also there's loads of guys on the right who are like that, or like just as bad, or whatever. I was gonna say worse, but hard to do, hard to be worse. But who are just as bad. And you have a point, but I want to address that. It's fair criticism. First of all, though, so the first thing, a couple of people were annoyed because like, well, this is just one guy, so why didn't you just call it like this guy who says he's a feminist, hates women? Why do you have to be male feminists hate women? Okay, first of all, I did say in that video that I really wasn't talking about all guys who call themselves feminists. I actually think, like, so most of my guy friends actually, if you ask them, would probably say that they were feminists, but they're not. When I said that, and I did clarify this in the video, and like, it's really not the average everyday guy who's like, who would just be like, yeah, I'm a feminist because I believe in like equal rights or whatever. These are kind of people who aren't really that into politics, and I wouldn't. Those aren't the guys I'm talking about, and I did say that in the video. It's not like your kind of everyday guy. It's a lot of the like activist types, the people who are like really, really like shout the loudest about how feminist they are, and who are really far left. There do seem to be some problem, and it's not just the reason I didn't just say this. Just one guy who says he's feminist hates women. The reason I didn't do that was because it's like some people are like, why didn't you just do that? It's just one guy you're talking about. It's yes. But it's not that uncommon. I've met quite a few guys who are really far on the left, and who like go on and on about women's rights and all the rest of it, and who it's not that uncommon that they really do not like women. So that's why I called it that. I know it's not all, but the thing is, and the other thing is, I'm just playing the YouTube game. I'm sorry, but like if I put the title as some, not all male feminists hate women, it doesn't have quite the same ring to it as just male feminists hate women. But I did clarify in that video that yes, it's not all. So it's not. But like out of the ones who shout the loudest, yes. It's still not all of them, but like it's a trend. It is a trend. And also that doesn't mean to say that I think that like people on the right, there aren't some problems with that, because there are. I've come across like obviously like right-wingers who are who don't particularly like women as well. But it's not that I've got less of a problem with that, but it's like it's like everyone knows, you know, they're just open about it. Like everyone's like, yeah, well he's just a bit of a misogynist, and be like, yeah. It's like, yeah, whatever. I guess get on with it then. But what really annoys me. It's like the saying that they you know are all for women's rights when they're like the worst. That's what annoys me. So that's why I'm get more annoyed by the leftist types who do that than the right winger types. But I have also go away. This is to go away flies. So that's why I called it that. But no, I definitely don't think it's all male feminists, which I did say in the video. Particularly not, like I said, just like your everyday average guy off the street or whatever, you know, who'd say, yeah, I'm a feminist. It's really not those guys I'm talking about. It's like the really politically active types. There just seem to be like an issue there that I've seen. I stabbed the leaf with the stick, that's cool. Okay, never mind. Okay, so now I wanted to talk about, there were some criticisms of the Walsh video. If I say his name while I summon him, that's what happened last time. He who must not be named. No, he's not Voldemort, is he? He's more of a wormtail, I reckon. Am I wrong? Yeah. So, like I said, don't worry, this is not another response to him. Ow, I'm getting eaten. This is not another response to him. I'm done with that. This is more to just explain things to you guys, and to also reassure you, I'm not getting into YouTube back and forth now. I shall not be responding to him again. I said all I needed to say. This is just a chat between us guys, and if you don't want to hear anything else about this, that's fine. Then you don't have to watch the video. Well, mainly I wanted to say why I made the video. My motivations. I'm going to tell you my motivations behind it. Because some of you, not many, really not many actually, but some of you either had polite concerns or outright frustrations with me responding to him in the first place. And I get it, you guys have a point, and the reason I'm talking about it is because I think it is a point worth addressing. But I would also, it's a point worth addressing, but I would like to respectfully disagree with you and explain why I thought his video was worth responding to in the first place. Even though, as many of you pointed out, he is a troll who grows off being fed. So there are a few reasons for my response, and I will explain myself to you all so you can see where I'm coming from, yeah, well, mainly because I want to reassure you guys. It's like, look, I'm not becoming like a drama channel now. I'm getting into arguments with people or whatever. So the first reason, as one of you pointed out in the comments, was that my video was actually more of a case study than a response. And you're right. That comment was correct. To start with, I didn't really have any valid points to respond to because he had no clue what my arguments were. But yes, you're right. I did intend for it to be more of a case study. So in that sense, the video kind of went being beyond just a petty response to a YouTuber I had a personal problem with. Maybe I'm just telling myself that to make myself feel important. I don't know, maybe not. But no, I do think there's truth to that. I wanted to illustrate a greater problem that, as I said, that I do see amongst certain left-wingers who really genuinely seem to hate femininity. I do actually think it's important to highlight that. And it's one thing to talk about it, because I talked about it in the video, well, the video he responded to, I talked about it. But it's one thing to like say that, hey, this is a problem, and another to see like such a clear and obvious example. And I think it helped some people really get and go, oh, okay, that's what she meant. It was too good an opportunity that had fallen into my lap, and from that perspective, I could not ignore it. So that was the first reason I responded. So the second reason I decided to respond was, in large part, yeah, to defend myself, because his video was not an honest, good faith response from someone who just happened to disagree with my arguments and had a different perspective and was like, oh, I think she's wrong, here's why, blah blah, I see things this way. Like, that's all fine, that's good, there's like, and there are many things that I could come up with a better criticism of my own opinions and beliefs than he did, to be honest. There are like, I can see from different perspectives why people, might disagree with what I'm saying and stuff like that, so it's like, I don't have a problem with that. But his video was a total hack job, and it was a total misrepresentation of me, and I'm not letting that stand. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I do get why a few of you thought I should turn the other cheek to someone who was so clearly acting in bad faith, but I'm really more of an Old Testament kind of girl when it comes to certain things like, oh, I don't know, being accused of grooming. I'm not letting that go. I'm not letting that go unchallenged, especially coming from a vocal nonce apologist. I don't take that back. That's exactly what he is. What can I say? Jesus was a better person than me. The other thing, guys, as well, can I just say, like, I get it when people were like, oh, you shouldn't, why did you respond? He's just a troll, everyone knows he's bad faith. Yes. Sorry, there's a fly, I'm trying to kill it. Oh, damn it. Okay, I didn't get it. I get it. People are like, he's just a troll, why bother responding to him in the first place? Everyone knows he's an idiot. It's like, look, like, you're just wasting time and effort and energy, Okay. Yes, if I was like a massive YouTuber and he was a smaller YouTuber than me, I would probably just ignore it, because yeah, it's a shitty takedown, it's a shitty take. I'd just be like, nothing of value there, I'm going to ignore it. Here's the other reason though, guys. Don't forget, I'm not like that, my YouTube channel's not that big. Like, I've got, you know, I'm growing bigger now. I've got 50,000 subscribers, thanks guys. Just over that. But he's a huge YouTuber. So from that point of view, it's like, that's, like, I get it, people are like, he's just a troll, don't feed the troll. It's like, yeah, if I was a massive YouTuber, you could probably say that I'm feeding the troll by, like, giving him loads of attention and stuff. But it's kind of not like that, is it, really? Because he's a massive YouTuber. I'm relatively small in comparison to his channel. So it's not like I'm then giving him a load of attention. But what it is doing is giving a defense. So if someone happens to come across his video of me, which was full of just misrepresentations and, oh yeah, the grooming accusation, let's not fucking forget, and just like lies. So the potential that someone comes across that video on me, they go, oh, was she, you know, it's possible that people might go, oh, I see she's responded, okay, let's see that, and go, okay, it's not exactly how it was portrayed. So just from, you know, like on YouTube, kind of doing what I'm doing, my reputation actually is fairly important in terms of what I'm doing. So I do want to defend it. And like I say, if I was a big YouTuber and it was a smaller YouTuber, I would be able to probably just ignore it and go, it's obviously bad faith. Most people who see it can see it's bad faith. That's still true. But given the relative sizes of our profiles, I felt like I had to respond, because I need to defend myself, especially. Like, it's not like I've got, if I was someone like Jordan Peterson or something, yeah, he's not going to respond to something like that. I have not got that much influence though, and I'm not that well known. So I feel like I have to respond to that. If nothing else, just to like defend my, to say, hang on, defend my reputation. So if someone does come across that, and that's one of the first things I see about me on my channel, then they see that I've responded, and that it's not exactly how it was presented, and oh yeah, I'm not a groomer. Fucking hell, I actually can't believe he said that. Yeah, so that's why, because I'm gonna defend myself. I think I've got a right to defend myself, and I think I defended myself pretty well, to be honest. So, also the other thing is, the other reason I responded, and I wasn't going to initially, I did have, when I mentioned him in the video that he ended up responding to, I had a bit of a feeling. I thought, is he going to respond to this? I didn't do it with the intention of wanting to create this and wanting him to respond. I was actually kind of a bit nervous about that, actually thinking, shit, is he going to come back and respond? And then I was like, I don't know, but I had a bit of a feeling. I didn't think it would be that much later that he responded. I actually wasn't going to, so when I heard you'd done a full long video, I was like, oh, I'm not going to bother responding. And I was actually a bit nervous initially. I was like, fuck, he's done like an hour long video, just, 50 minutes on me. And I wasn't going to watch it initially, or I was going to ignore it. And then my brother watched it and rang me up. And my brother was hysterically laughing, actually, and he was like, it's so funny. It is. Both my brother and my sister watched his response, and then they called me. My sister, actually, is really funny. She wouldn't let me, she sent me a really funny voice note, and I wanted to play it in the video that I did on him, but she wouldn't let me, and also, it probably wouldn't have worked out anyway, but I just thought it was funny, because she's only 17, and it was just a funny voice note from a 17-year-old girl. She was like laughing, and she was like, he's just the most sexist man I've ever come across. She's like, he's so sexist. She's like, his whole video is just like on you. She's like, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, and then they mentioned that he'd accused me of grooming and stuff. I was like, right, so I'm not gonna let that stand. And I watched it and then realised that I kind of had to respond to it. First, partly because, right, here's the thing. I would have felt weak if I hadn't responded. I would have felt like that would be, just for me personally, I know this, that I wouldn't have been able to let it go. I'm trying to catch flies now. In myself, if I didn't respond, I would have felt cowardly. I would have felt like that was the cowardly thing to do, not responding. I would have felt quite weak and kind of like he'd won. because I felt like that he was annoyed that I'd had a go at him, so he did this massive long, like, hack job on me, just hit piece video, just throwing out a load of shit. And what annoyed me about his video was the arrogance with which he did it. He didn't think he had to understand anything I was saying. And also, it was, like, just so aggressive. It was so aggressive. And so, like, I'm sorry, so blatantly sexist as well, that I was like, I can't let this go. I just gotta highlight, yeah. I'm not, and also, my other big thing is, that I talk about a lot, I was like, look, I talk about this a lot, and I fully believe this, that femininity is not weak. And that doesn't mean, so, given that's what I believe, I'm not letting him skip off into the sunset after doing that, after thinking that he can just, oh, I'll just throw out loads of lies about this person and there we go, that's done with. And also, because it was so sexist. Like, I saw it also, and I know he was, like, going after me and personally attacking me. But, to be honest, and I don't think this is unreasonable of me to say, I also did see it as, like, a greater attack on, like, femininity as a whole. Well, because that's some of the things he said in that video as well. It's like, he just seemed to see femininity as just being really weak. That seemed to be his whole thing, yeah. I kind of saw it as an attack on femininity in general, which made me mad. And because I say that femininity is not weak, because I say femininity doesn't mean, when I say that, you know, I think there's value and strength in femininity, that doesn't mean being a pushover. Definitely not. It doesn't mean always being soft and giving in. It doesn't mean any of those things. I don't think that's what femininity is. So I was like, well, then I'm not going to bloody well, let this, let just the arrogance that he thinks he can do that and just and get away with it. So I know that's not happening. I don't know how to fully explain that point, but that was the other reason, just because, yeah, that I responded. So, oh, the other thing, and this was the other thing, because he did a fucking 50-minute long video, right? Ow, oh, my leg. This was one of my favourite defences of him by his fans, from his fans, by the way. Ridiculous. They were telling me, like, oh, he was just memeing your video, like the whole video he did on you. Oh my god, lol, can't believe you responded. His whole video was just a joke. Can't believe you actually, like, responded, took it seriously. Oh my god, that's so, like, as if your defense of him actually amounted to, it was just a prank, bro. Oh, was it? Was it a prank, was it? Was it, I'm a groomer, that's a prank? Is it? 50 minutes, yeah, lying, misrepresenting my position? That's just a prank, bro. That's your defense. That's literally, oh my god, can't believe you bothered even responding. It was just a joke. Was it? Just a prank. Groomer, prank. Oh, funny. Do you guys just use that as a blanket defense of him whenever he lies about someone or has a shitty take? So, right, let me get this straight. When he's right, when he's correct on something, then he's being serious. But when he epically fucks up, then it's just a prank, bro. Really? That's not, yeah, okay, no, fuck off. And if we're playing that game, by the way, a lot of my video was also me just taking the piss out of him. So I'd say it's not me, who's the one that can't take a joke. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to address was, yeah, I wanted to say the reason why I then separately uploaded the clip just of the sexual harassment thing. Which, yes, guys, I know it wasn't vertical like a short is supposed to be. I don't know why you're surprised by this. You guys think I can do technology? We all know that I cannot do technology. If I can ever do technology, then that is the sign that I have been taken hostage and my YouTube channel is being run by someone else. Yes. Listen, being unable to do technology is very on brand for my channel. So this is why the short, it was not that. I think though, see, I don't think I can be blamed for this, because the YouTube thing, on the YouTube help, because it says the YouTube things tells you how to do things, and I'm pretty sure, maybe, I think I just skim read it though, I don't think I properly read it, so this maybe is my fault, but I feel like I do remember that it said on the YouTube page thingy of how you do the short, that you didn't have to do that. I think it just said it just has to be under a minute, and then that's it, and it's automatically a short, and that you don't have to change the into vertical. I remember it saying that on the YouTube page, because I was like, oh, do I do that? And then I read it and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. So, and I might have just imagined that, but I feel like that is true that happened. So again, it's not my fault that the technology didn't work. But also, I can't do technology. Why are we upset by this? Okay, so regardless, first of all, I've been planning for a while to upload, so the reason I uploaded that clip of the sexual harassment thing, okay, so first of all, the reason I uploaded that short clip, so I've been planning for a while to upload shorter clips from my longer videos, because, well, as I say, for several reasons. First of all, the amount of work that goes into, I'm getting bitten, this is not fun. First of all, the amount of work that goes into my videos, as I said, it just makes sense for me to then upload a few shorter clips from longer videos, because makes sense from a channel growth point of view. It makes sense from a channel growth point of view to upload shorter clips. It makes sense from a financial point of view if I do a really long video and then I can upload some shorter clips that can then in and of themselves make some kind of, you know, add revenue from that as well. Then I'm kind of making more money for the same amount of work. So some people will want to watch the full video, and then some people might just want to watch shorter clips. So I'm thinking of also doing that on my channel. Hope you guys are okay with that. So this will be a thing that's happening. So yeah, and first of all, I do want to also say, I did feel kind of bad about that clip. I wasn't going to upload it separately initially. I was just like, yeah, I roasted him enough. And that clip specifically, it's, I mean, let's be honest, it's pretty embarrassing for him. It's quite a humiliating clip. I did feel kind of bad about it after and I wasn't going to do it initially, and then there were several reasons that led me then to upload that. And then after I uploaded it, then I still felt bad. But then I remembered all the things he's done. I remembered that he mocked Sydney Watson for crying about her sexual assault. I remembered that. I also remembered that at one point he encouraged all his followers to actually said this to them and encouraged them to go and harass and bully a woman who was clearly having a nervous breakdown. He did that. He'd done lots of things, and then I thought, oh, if the shoe was on the other foot, would he be, you know, would he show any kind of, I don't know, mercy, you could say? And I don't think he would. I don't think he would. And then I thought also about, well, the fact he said it in the first place, and all the things he said about me as well. And then so when I remembered all that, and all the many, that's just the tip of the iceberg, all the many other things that he's done to so many people, I remembered that, and then I didn't feel bad anymore. So I did also watch that video because people kept sending it to me, the Walsh is unironically evil video. I hadn't seen that before I did my video, but everyone kept sending that to me after I did it, and I did actually watch that, and I knew he was bad, but oh my god, Jesus Christ, he's the worst. Yeah, no, I agree. He seems to be unironically evil. That was a really good video, breaking just down from, oh my god, yeah. So I remembered all the things he's done, and then I didn't feel bad about that clip. And also, he said it. I'm just highlighting it. I've not lied about him. So I'll get onto this, because there were several reasons why I then uploaded that clip, because initially I wasn't going to. He couldn't leave it alone, basically. He then decided to lie and say that I'd taken him out of context with that clip. Which then led, so him saying that I was lying about him and that I'd taken him out of context with that clip, the sexual harassment comment. He said that, which then caused loads of followers to then come and constantly keep saying, you've taken him out of context, which annoyed me so much. I thought, you know what, fuck you. Yeah, I'll just upload it then. I'll just upload the short clip. If you keep going on about how, oh, that's not true, he didn't really, no, he did. So yeah, his whole thing with that was that apparently he'd said that because I apparently, which I don't, apparently I want to go back to a world where women are sexually harassed. So he was joking that that's what I wanted, which is the biggest load of shit. He wasn't joking. You can't just say that every time that he's got a shitty take, that it's just a joke reflecting some really high IQ argument that he's making. Bollocks. He's not that clever, for a start. So, you know, you are all more than welcome, by the way, to go and watch his original video. Some people did. Some people did go and watch his original video to make sure I hadn't taken it out of context, and they then commented put in the comments like, yeah, no, she didn't take it out of context. I didn't. You are all more than welcome to go and watch his original video to see if, and I think he's annoyed that I took apparently lots of things out of context. No, that's what he did to me. You're getting this mixed up, guys. He did that to me, I didn't do that to him. So you're all more than welcome to go and watch his original video. There is no greater intellectual context that I took him out of. There is no higher enlightened point that he was making that I then cherry-picked. It was exactly what it looked like. A caveman comment. Someone in his chat called me a pick-me. It was unrelated. He was talking, and then someone in his chat called me a pick-me. He paused the video, and then he went off on an unrelated tangent about what I was wearing in an attempt to discredit my argument. He got very fixated on the stockings. They weren't even stockings, they were tights. But as several people pointed out, he clearly watches way too much pornography. And he said how because of that, I clearly only wanted to be sexually harassed. It wasn't a joke, he meant it, you can see that he meant it, I think anyone can see that, but also, it wasn't even, like, the reason that it annoyed me was because it's so hypocritical. Do not tell me that if some conservative guy had said something like that, I don't know, like Stephen Crowder, or like, who does Walsh hate? Isn't he always having a go at like, John Doyle? Isn't he always on his case? Okay, let's imagine that John Doyle, he's really, really right-wing conservative, that guy. So let's imagine John Doyle had said that. Do not tell me that Walsh would not have crucified him for saying that. Or any conservative guy. If they'd said that about a woman, oh, she's wearing that, she clearly just wants to be sexually harassed. Can we just imagine that they've said that? Imagine the kerfuffle, the uproar that Walsh would cause if, like, John Doyle had said that. Do not tell me that he would not have tried to absolutely crucify him over that. So, yeah. So, like, but different standards, because he's a male feminist, or sorry, progressive, whatever the hell he calls himself, and for women's rights. So he can, yeah, no, fuck off. That's one of the reasons. Like, different standards. He would hold someone else to different standards than he holds himself. We all know this is true. Do not tell me that's not true. That is obviously true. Any conservative guy said that, he would make such a song and dance about it. And also, it wasn't a joke. You can go and watch the original video where he was talking about me, and it wasn't a joke. It just wasn't a joke. It's obviously not a joke. He said it for two reasons. The comment, sexual harassment, yes, because of what I was wearing, though there's also another reason. If I'd been a far leftist, I could have been sitting there in my underwear, let's be real, I could have been, and he would never have said what he did. It was also because I said I valued femininity, and he assumed that I was extremely conservative, which I'm not, but he assumed that, and then in his brain, that must mean a woman who doesn't deserve respect. So that's why he said it, because that is actually what he thinks about women, but he only allows to express it when it's a woman he disagrees with. Ironic misogyny for the cause, I think he calls it. It's not ironic misogyny, it's selective misogyny. There's a difference. So that's the other thing as well. Some of his fans were so mad about my video, like got really angry, said I'd taken him horribly out of context and lied about him. The thing is, all I did was use his own words against him. I didn't accuse him of anything, by the way. I didn't lie about him. All I did, and throughout my whole video, was show what he said, and then mainly take the piss out of him. All I did in my video was use his own words against him. If you go back and watch my video, you may notice that I very, very rarely directly insult him in my video, which, by the way, is the opposite of what he did to me. The whole way through is just insult after insult. I very rarely in my video directly insulted him, which is funny because I still managed to get a video that a lot of people said was absolutely brutal. Yeah, it was quite brutal, but it was brutal only because I highlighted what he said. That's all I did, was hold up a mirror, basically, to his behaviour. I didn't really directly insult him. I did a couple of times, but I could not. Thing is, and a lot of his fans are furious at me for this. I could not have done what I did. I could not have embarrassed him like I did and humiliated him like I did if he had not behaved so appallingly. It wasn't like what he did to me, where he had to make loads of stuff up and take me out of context and then just hurl insult after insult after insult. All I did was give him enough rope to hang himself with, and he more than willingly did it. He did the opposite with me, like I said. He had to lie out and take me out of context and misrepresent me and call me a groomer and hurl insults, because what I was saying wasn't bad in and of itself, so he had to twist it and insult and discredit me. He did this to himself. He did this to himself. I couldn't have done what I did. This is the other thing. I could not have done what I did to someone who was acting in good faith. Someone who was charitable and good-humoured. And even someone who'd said even some of the similar things he'd done, but if they'd been joking, if they had actually said a similar comment to the sexual harassment thing, but actually been joking, I couldn't really have done what I did. The only reason I was able to humiliate him was because he was dishonest, and because he was genuinely angry, and also way out of line. He made it very, very easy for me. All I had to do to show him up was not lose control of my emotions, and not take what he said personally, which was not hard, because I'm not a child. I mean, there was that little edited in rant that I had about him being a rich kid, but that was more funny than anything. But yeah, he did this to himself. Get angry. If you want to be angry at someone, for embarrassing Walsh, be angry at Walsh. Walsh embarrassed Walsh. I just took the piss out of him, the shitty things he said. And also, come on guys, can we be real here? Can you be honest and stop lying? He wasn't making some greater point about female oppression. Just climb down from out his arse for just a minute and just be honest, please. Like, you can't just come up with some pseudo-intellectual explanation after the fact to explain how the comment about me wanting to be sexually harassed because of what I was wearing was actually a feminist statement intended to highlight my own internalized misogyny. Oh, thank you. Thank you for attempting to free me from my own oppressive opinions about myself. Wow, who knew? He said it for my benefit. What a load of absolute shite. It's just bollocks. No one believes that. No one believes that. It's just... No one believes that. And no, guys, that's not what I think about myself, actually. That's what he thinks about me. And it's really that simple. Stop trying to intellectualize his shitty ape brain takes into pretentious, culturally relevant statements. They're not. They're just shitty ape brain takes. How is it? It's just some, like... How is that any different from some, like, gross misogynist at a bar somewhere saying something shitty to women? Oh, look, you clearly want to be sexually harassed with what you're wearing. Like, how is that? You can't. Like, he's the same guy. You've just gone, oh no, but culture is smart. That's why he said it. No, he's not. He's just an ape. This is literally, okay, this is what this is like. This is like if some talentless artist took a shit on a canvas. I don't know, maybe he couldn't get to the toilet in time. But then afterwards, decided to say that the shit is actually an incredibly nuanced and groundbreaking commentary on the state of society, and really there's actually a deep meaning behind said shit that is actually so much more than just a shit, but a shit with a purpose. A shit with a meaning and a message. And loads of the artist's self-serious followers all crowd around the shit to look at it, and they all nod and agree and pretend that yes, this is an important shit, a special shit, a nuanced and really well-considered shit. It's the most intelligent shit anyone's ever done. But actually, we can all clearly see that it is, in fact, just a shit. That's what it's like. This is the exact same thing. He said something shitty. It wasn't a joke. Look, it wasn't a joke. There was nothing good-natured or good-humoured about it. It wasn't a commentary on society. It was just a shit comment. That was the first thing that came to mind when he saw what I was wearing and heard my opinions. Watch his original video, that's literally what happens. So no, he wasn't taken out of context. There was nothing jokey or good-humoured about it. As I said, he was angry and he lashed out in an attempt to humiliate me. It backfired. Now you guys are mad about it. He said it, I just highlighted it, be mad at him. I just made a joke out of it, again. That's the other thing as well. It's not like after what he said I then went and cried and was, oh my god, I can't believe this is dreadful, it's so terrible, I'm like traumatized. I didn't do any of that. I just took the piss out of him because it was a stupid thing to say and it was quite funny and quite easy to take the piss out of. So that's what I did. I took the piss out of it because Here's why I don't feel bad as well. Look, he said it to try and humiliate me. So I just turned it around. He is the one that ends up looking kind of a bit creepy and a bit stupid, and that's his problem. That's why I don't feel bad as well. He tried to do to me what ended up happening to him. He tried to humiliate me. He tried to degrade me, didn't work, went back on him. That's why I don't feel bad. He's done this to himself, okay? And the other thing as well, people are going, oh, proof that he was right and that you do actually, he should have said the sexual harassment thing because you do actually want to go back to a sexist society. Proof of that is because you said that you would prefer an old-fashioned misogynist over a male feminist. Right. Stop being dim. Guys, no. Me saying that I would prefer an old-fashioned misogynist over a sneaky male feminist is not the same as me saying that I want misogyny. Are you brain dead? It means that I think the feminist is the same as the misogynist, only on top of that, he's also hiding his true intentions, and I would prefer neither. But if I had to choose, I'll take an honest man over a liar any day of the week. That's clearly what I meant, and if you interpret that as me saying that I want to live in a world where men can force women to do what they want and sexually harass them, then either you're so stupid I'm not sure how you remembered the directions out of bed this morning, or you're acting in such unbelievably bad faith and you know that you're not being honest. So anyway, this has been long, but I feel like I needed to address that because that clip in particular made some people mad. And also, I don't want to be accused for taking someone out of context for saying something like that because, yeah, like it's a I don't know, is it a serious thing to say? I don't know. I mean, it can get people in trouble. I don't think it can get him in trouble because he said a whole load of shit and he's never gotten in trouble, so it's not like it's gonna hurt him. Oh, boy! Hello! Oh, my dog's here, Sirius! Hello, darling! What are you doing? Oh, do not knock the camera over. Come here. You alright? Where have you been? Come here. Come and say hey. Yeah, look. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Sirius, what's this? Do you want this stick? Do you want this stick? Come and say hi. Come and say hi. Look. Look at the camera. Say hi. Say hi. And my boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a misogynist. Sirius! He broke my stick. You broke my stick. No, he broke it. Why would you do that to me? That's so mean. He will listen to my dad, my brother, and my sister's boyfriend, but he will not listen to me, my mum, or my sisters. Will you? You won't. If he runs away, so if you've had it before where he's been running off across the field, and I've had to get my. He'll ignore me. I'll be shouting him, and he'll ignore me, and then I will ask my brother to go and shout him, and then he'll come back, and it's really annoying. So he's a horrid misogynist. Sirius, what's this? And his name, he's called Sirius, he's a good boy. He's named, not after Harry Potter Sirius, but after, if anyone's ever read Dog's Body by Diana Wynne Jones, the dog star. So he's named after the dog star. Not everyone thinks he's named after Harry Potter Sirius because he's also a black dog, but he's not Harry Potter. It's Dog's Body, Sirius. Sirius, come here. But, and people are like, that's a stupid name for a dog. Excuse me, his name is Sirius. That's the most appropriate name for a dog. He's literally named after the dog star. What are you talking about? Don't be stupid. But you are a misogynist. All the YouTube people are going to cancel you now. You shouldn't be. You're not really. I've met a real misogynist and you're not like a real misogynist, are you? He loves me, but he doesn't respect me. Right, so you've got a branch now. Right, he's got a massive branch. He's decided that a massive long branch is going to be his stick. That is a branch. Really? You think you can carry that? Okay, so what was I saying? So no, you've got to be quiet. You cannot be here if you're going to rustle. Can you please not do that? Dude, come on. Can you chew the stick? How about we chew the stick quietly? Have we thought about that? Yeah, so that's not being quiet. Jesus Christ. Okay. Ow! Can you not whack me in the face with it? God's sake, dude. At any minute I could be hit in the face by a branch because he's waving it around. Can you stop? Why are you literally, it's like having a toddler. Stop. In your bed, stop it. Stop it. Listens to men, not women. Okay, we're going to put up with crunching sounds and rustling sounds because my dog will not be quiet. Sirius. Okay, where was I? Sorry, you might hear the odd crunching or rustling noise from the dog. Context. No, I was talking, that's what I said. So that's why I've kind of talked about this for a while. Yeah, no, so that's why I kind of talked about this for a while because a few people said that I took him out of context, mainly his fans. which other people have said isn't true, because I didn't. Yeah, so, and as I said, he was the one who clipped me out of context anyway, if we're playing that game. So his lie was the first thing that pissed me off, saying that I take him out of context. The second thing that pissed me off, was how vile all his little fanboys were. The things some of you said, which I say this like they'll be watching, but having said that, they seem to hate me enough, so they might well be watching. The things some of you said in an attempt to defend him, wow. I see that the rotten apples really don't fall far from the twisted tree. A couple of people decided to make stuff up about me, saying that they knew me, and vile stuff that they made up. There was also a handful who decided, this was an amazing defense of him. There was the handful of people who decided to say, and because I saw this from a few people, which makes me think that it's come from like, either someone else saw it and someone else say it and they all repeated it, but that makes me think that this has been said in either a little response video that one of his little fanboys did, there are a couple of those, or I don't know, somewhere else that they've thrown this out, because I saw a few people saying this. There was also those people who decided to say, this was a really interesting defense of him, who decided to say that me mentioning some of the negative experiences I'd had was me arguing that women and girls should apparently just put up with sexual assault. I'm sorry. Fucking what?
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 Fucking what?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That defense, twisting that around to say that means I apparently believe that women and girls should put up with it, or that it should be seen as an accepted part of the female experience. I think that's what people were saying. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick of you. So yeah, anyway, you guys were relentless and didn't stop with saying anything to defend him. So yeah, the other reason I uploaded that short clip was as a fuck you. If you're going to behave so disgustingly, then I'll just teach you that behaving like animals doesn't get you what you want. It will have the opposite effect. If you're so adamant that he was taken out of context, I'm sure it's no problem for you to continue defending his honour, or lack thereof. Because there were a couple of people, and actually this is hardly anyone, this is literally only a couple of people on that clip, the short clip I uploaded on him, saying that I should move on. Like, move on, let it go, blah blah, whatever. I get it, fair criticism. What I will say is, from your perspective, it might look like me dragging it out. From my perspective, it's not so much that, because it's not like it stopped to be, sorry flies, like just, because his fans have just continued. So it's, for me, it's not like something was dead and that I then resurrected it and I'm dragging it on, because it didn't really stop. It was just, yeah, so that clip was like a fuck you to them, to be honest. Yeah, so as I said, three reasons I uploaded the short clip. One, I want to start uploading short clips anyway for my videos, and that was a pretty funny clip. Two, he lied when he said it was an out of context joke that was actually somehow in defense of women, so I uploaded it because it wasn't out of context, to show it wasn't out of context. And three, because fuck you, that's why. Not my audience, I mean, but the Walsh fans, fuck you. So yeah. And I know a couple of you said you didn't like that I uploaded the clip because you'd already said I'd spent time on him and don't waste any more time on him. Look, I didn't really see it as that because it was just a clip of something I'd already said. Not really any time wasted. And also, as I said, I want to upload short clips anyway, so I thought that was a good place to start. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. I hope that's kind of, it's addressed a couple of the things you guys had said. Hopefully you kind of see my reasons for deciding to respond to him in the first place. Also, I'm not going to do another video on him. Don't worry, I'm not going to respond again. And also to reassure you guys that I'm not just going to get into like arguments with people, because those are my reasons for making a video on him in the first place. Wasn't to get into an argument with people. It was for all the reasons that I stated. I don't know whether there was a couple. Okay, this is a long video now. There are a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. I don't know whether to talk about them now or not. Maybe. Because this video is just kind of like for various things I don't want to make a full video on, but just thoughts I would have. Maybe should I talk about this? I couldn't fucking be bothered. Okay, yeah, no, I think I'm going to mention this because I do think it's worth saying, because I saw, and I wish I'd looked at the comment beforehand, because it's a spur of the moment thing. I can't now really remember what it was, so I hope I don't really get this wrong. So can you go in your... What? So the other thing I wanted to mention, because oh, that bloody... That was sharp. I could feel the bite there. Prick. They're nasty little things, aren't they? Oh, I think I'm actually getting eaten alive here. I've got so many bites now after I've been sitting here. Okay. So I want to talk about this because a couple of people now have said this. I will kill you. You'll be dead. Sorry, baby. Sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. It was trying to suck your blood. I just hit my dog. He was trying to suck your blood. Okay, it's quite warm, but I'm actually going to put a jumper on because I'm getting eaten alive now. It's gotten later. They've all come out. Okay. Oh, God's sake. Put a jumper on because even though it's warm, it might stop me getting eaten alive. Bare arms in this scenario is not very good. Oh, God's sake. Maybe I will not become supper anymore. Okay, I'm harder to eat now from these horrible blood-sucking creatures. Okay, it's cooled down a bit. It's cooled down a bit now. Go away! Stop trying to eat me. Okay, so the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about, and it's because I've seen a couple of comments now on my video, and it's not like it's a big thing. Only a couple of people have said this, but it's kind of annoyed me enough to make me want to rant a bit. One comment was more polite than the other on this. So on my desecration of femininity video, there's now been a couple of few comments from guys, from men, with the same basic, in essence saying the same thing, although one of them said it very, very rudely, and one of them was very polite about it. And the polite one about it was more recent. It was a nice comment, but there was something, it got on my nerves a little bit, and that's because someone else had already said this, and I was like, you know what, this is annoying, I'm gonna have to talk about this now. So, something along the lines of, the essence of the comment was like, and I hope I don't get this wrong, I wish I'd read it, from what I remember, because I didn't intend to talk about this in this video. It was basically, essence of it was that, so because I talked in the desecration of femininity video about some of the things that teenage girls find difficult, and what it's like to be a teenage girl, going through puberty as a woman, blah blah, all that. And this is now, I think this is the second time the guy said that oh, it's all very well, the comment was something along the lines of, okay, yeah, I see how you're saying it can sometimes be difficult, as a teenage girl. I'm trying to kill mosquitoes at the same time I'm talking. The comment was like, oh, I see how, you say, the essence of it was something like, lie down. Lie down. Good boy. Can you lie down? Thank you. Thank you. I will kill the bugs that get you. I will kill them. Don't worry, I'll kill them. When any bugs get you, I'll kill them. Yeah, I'll kill them. No, you leave him alone. You leave him alone. So the comment, the essence of the comment was something about how, yeah, because, so you saying that teenage girls get attention still seems like a bit of a cope to explain why it's been hard to be a teenage girl when actually, yeah, something like, oh, that's not really that, you see how that's kind of bad maybe, but that's actually really not bad or that much of a problem, and also teenage boys have it so much harder, or teenage boys have it still have it really hard, and I think the comment, again, I hope I'm not misremembering this. I wish I'd had it in front of me. So I'm sorry if I am misinterpreting what you said. But it was also something like, oh, said, oh, we shouldn't brush what teenage boys go through, how, I don't know if he actually said this or implied it, that men have it harder and teenage boys have it really hard, and teenage boys have all that, like, stuff of your body changing, but they also have all this other stuff, and also we shouldn't brush what teenage boys are going through under the rug, and kind of implied that's what I was doing. Okay. And there was another comment as well, and the reason this has annoyed me more than usual, and it was a polite comment. It was a polite comment, actually. Okay, I want to say a couple of things, and sort of implied that I was brushing it under teenage boys go through under the rug. And the reason it annoyed me more than usual was because there was another comment from someone else who also said something like that, but they said it very rudely. They said, oh my god, their comment was like, again, like, oh my god, can't believe you were saying that, whatever, men have it so much worse, teenage boys have it so much worse, and that comment explicitly said that men have it harder, and how dare I say that it was harder to be a teenage girl than to be a teenage boy, or whatever. Where did I say that? Show me the part where I said it was harder to be a teenage girl than a teenage boy, because this seems to be where the anger's coming from these guys. If I'd made a video saying that it was harder, if I'd said in a video that it was harder to be a teenage girl than a teenage boy, fair enough for those responses, but I didn't say that. And the reason why I'm talking about teenage girls, have you noticed what the video title's called? It's about femininity. So yes, I'm going to talk about teenage girls. And if I'd said as well that we should ignore the problem, like, the kind of comment implied that I was ignoring the problems of teenage boys. Right, okay. Me not talking about it is not me ignoring it. It's just I don't particularly feel like I've got much to say on it. Why would I? I don't know what it's like to be a teenage boy, which is why I don't talk about it. It's kind of like, it's got the same vibes as, like, I don't know, you going into, someone walking into, like, a fundraising event for, like, orphans, and going, well, it's all very well, you guys doing all this for the orphans, but there's people dying of cancer out here. Do you not care about the people dying of cancer? Why don't you care about the people, why aren't you fundraising for people dying of cancer? It's like, well, we're not ignoring the people dying of cancer, but our thing is the orphans. If you want the people dying of cancer, there's other charities doing the stuff for the people dying of cancer. It's that same thing. It's like, I've not said that teenage boys aren't important. I've not said that, oh, fucking getting eaten alive. Sorry, I'm like, they're just like a bloody pincushion. I should look down, several bloodsuckers attached to my ankles. Okay, lovely. Like, there are other people talking about men and what it's like to be a young man and, like, giving advice on that. There are other people doing that, and they have a right to do that. There are people doing great work on that. Go to those people. That's not what I talk about, and that doesn't mean I'm ignoring them, or I don't value men, or I don't think things are hard for teenage boys just because I'm not talking about it. It just means that that's not my thing. That's not what I'm doing. Just like you, I don't know. It's just weird to think I would as well. I know what it's like to be a teenage girl. I don't know what it's like to be a teenage boy. But the other thing, so I'm not saying that it is harder to be a teenage girl than to be a teenage boy. I'm not saying that. But the other thing that annoyed me was in those comments, those men seemed to be saying that it was harder to be a teenage boy than to be a teenage girl. I would not presume to assume that it was I wouldn't say that it's harder to be a teenage girl than a teenage boy, because I don't know what it's like to be a teenage boy. And I think it's really hard to measure that. Okay, so in that comment, the guy had said that, oh, but that's not really that much of a bad thing. Okay, you're suddenly getting loads of attention and stuff, but that's not. And, you know, it was a respectful comment, and you said you thought a lot about it and stuff, but look, I think you're just thinking from a really male perspective. From a bloke's perspective, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know. But I feel like suddenly getting a lot of attention, maybe that's stressful, doesn't really sound like a bad thing. If you're 13 years old and you're gaining attention from adult men, that's not fun. It's not fun. The other thing that I don't think you're taking into account is that even if you've never been, like, physically threatened by a guy, if you're a woman, like, you're always aware, look, and you're maybe not taking into account, most women are a lot smaller and a lot physically weaker than most men. So you're moving through the world differently. There's a level of threat there that is just, that you know, it changes how you move through the world. You're kind of more threatened by, you're just more aware because you know it's harder to defend yourself. So there's that angle of it as well, is that the world kind of is more dangerous in that sense, just on a very, like, you're not as capable of defending yourself, or just on that basic physical level, is the other thing. The other thing is that that's not really the core of what I was talking about, is suddenly getting attention as a woman when you go through puberty. That's not really, a lot of it to be honest, that I was talking about is more internal, going through puberty of like, and I mean, if you kind of want to address it from this angle, in terms of what's going on internally, and, well, firstly from what I've observed, but there's also been people who have said, actually interestingly, people who've gone through female puberty and then taken testosterone and have said how that, and I'm not saying that it's easier to be a boy than a girl, I'm saying there's different factors, but I'm saying in terms of explaining the internal process of being a teenage girl, there are people who've been through female puberty and then have gone on testosterone and said their confidence has just gone right up, and like how sure they feel in the world, and like, and I think, so that's really, I'm not saying that to say that it's harder to be a teenage girl than a teenage boy, because I don't think that's true. I think there's different things, but I'm saying in terms of the internally, I think that's kind of more a lot of what, like, for me anyway, there was just suddenly loads of fear, just like a lot of fear, and been scared of the world, and like, okay, like you just feel threatened in a way that you didn't necessarily feel before. Oh fucking, I'm just getting eaten, I swear, just stop. Every time I look down at my ankles, there's just like creatures feasting on them. This is horrible. Okay, I'm gonna sit on my ankles. Go away. But yeah, it's like, I think that's just from quite a male perspective. Like if you're small, slight teenage girl, 13-year-old, and you are getting attention suddenly from adult men, that's not just like, and then some of the other things that go along with that, like, yeah. I think, and I only briefly mentioned that, and some of the negatives of going through puberty as a woman, like, and I think not saying it's not hard as a bloke. I wouldn't presume to say that. I don't think it's measurable. I think it's a bit like comparing apples and oranges. It's like, it's not really, I don't think you could ever measure who has it harder, because the areas in which it will be harder are kind of so different that I don't think, I don't know if I don't think it's measurable. I don't think anyone could even know unless you've experienced it, because a lot of that, for men and women, would be probably internal. So yeah, and also I'm not sure how helpful it is anyway to even go down that route of who has it harder. Do the men have it hard? Do the women have it harder? It doesn't matter, as long as there's people speaking to kind of both teenage girls and teenage boys. The other thing with that, with those guys commenting that, it's a bit annoying. It's a bit like, so I think kind of what you're doing is exactly like what like feminists do when like someone's talking about the male suicide rate or something, or like in a men's issue, and then the feminists come in and go, yeah, but what about the women? And people go, what about them? Like, yeah, we never said that women didn't have this issue, but we're talking about like, I don't know, the male suicide rate right now. And they go, yeah, but what about the women? It's like, okay, fine, but what we're talking about, can we not talk about this? It feels a little bit like that. I'm just talking about teenage girls, and then people are coming along going, but what about the men? I'm going, fine, talk about them. I'm not saying you can't talk. I'm not saying that men don't have problems, but that's just not, like, I'm just focusing on this. I'm talking about the teenage girls. So now, can I not talk about this? It feels like, am I not allowed to talk about the difficulties of being a teenage girl without also then talking about the difficulties of being a teenage boy? Why would I have to do that? Unless I outright stated it's harder to be a teenage girl than to be a teenage boy, and teenage boys have it easy, then fair enough. Then I think your criticisms will be valid. I didn't say that though. I think you're like hearing something I didn't say and going and assuming that's what I mean. I didn't say that. If I'd said that would be fair, but I didn't. And there's been a couple of people who got really angry about it as if I had said that. No, I didn't. And I think it's unfair I think you'll be doing just exactly what you get annoyed at the feminists doing when you're talking about a men's issue and they come in and go, what about the women? I'm talking about female issues because I feel, it's not because I think they're more important than male issues, but because I feel like I can relate to them more, because I feel like I have more to offer, because I feel like I've got a greater understanding. Might be possibly because I'm female. So I think I speak I'd say I speak more to women. I don't think that's true actually, because I've had quite a few comments from men saying that, I talk about women, but that they'd understood something about women that they hadn't before, or seen like the female experience in like a different way, or given them a different perspective on it, or something like that. So I just kind of want to talk about that, because a few people had said that and that just annoyed me. It's like, why? I didn't, and also because I didn't say that. I didn't say it's harder to be a teenage girl than a teenage boy. First off. If I had, then it'd be fair. And second of all, a couple people said that it was harder to be a teenage boy than a teenage girl. How do you know that? You're looking from the outside in, looking at teenage girls and just assuming and saying, oh, well, that looks, you know, easier than how I had it, so therefore, that's not necessarily true. You don't know. How would you know? Just like I don't know what it's like to be a teenage boy. You're kind of doing what you accuse me of doing. So, yeah, I don't know, that irritates me a bit. And there was another thing, this is a bit unrelated, but it just made me think of it. So I hardly ever get notifications for my older videos. And I don't get notified for every comment. It just, YouTube just randomly sometimes decides to notify me on like random comments. So every so often I'll occasionally get a random notification for like a really, really old video of someone commenting. I don't know which, it just randomly selects them, it seems. So I got a notification, because I never check the comments on any of my old videos. I got a notification for my first femininity in fiction video that I did like 5 years ago now or something. And it was quite funny because, and it made me think of that. It's kind of relevant in the sense that it's like seeing a female thing from like such a male perspective. The comment was something like, I'm gonna say something that's gonna ruffle a few feathers here, but let's just be honest. Women are just envious of men's like physical strength. Women just are naturally like jealous. They just are. Let's just be real here. Like, and the comment was something like, you know, let's be serious. If there was a pill that any woman could take that would just immediately give them all the same like physical abilities as men, but with no other side effects or negative consequences, is there a woman on the planet who wouldn't take it? And it was said with such confidence, and it's so funny because my initial like thought was, I wouldn't take it. Like, genuinely, it was so far off. Because I'd said that to my mum as well. I'd mentioned that comment to her, and before I'd even finished a sentence, she goes, no. I was like, yeah, right. And I can't speak for all women. I wouldn't claim to speak for all women, but there's the comment that like every woman is so jealous of men's strength and would just take a pill if that, like. I think most women wouldn't. I don't think most women are jealous of men's physical strength. I'm not jealous of men's physical strength. Because I said that in the video. I think that's why they'd commented that, because I said that I'm not a man, I don't want to be like a man, and I'm not that bothered about being like physically strong. And I don't think they believed me when I said that. No, I mean it. And if there was a pill that could make me as physically strong as a guy with no other consequences, I wouldn't take it. I think and it's funny because it was said from such a man's perspective. It's like, and I think he said as well that he was around, I think he said he was an athlete and around lots of like female athletes, and that they got frustrated and they weren't as strong as men or whatever. That might be true for athletes. I'll give you that. I don't know. I'm not really around sporty women. But for sporty women, maybe they would agree. Maybe they would take that. But that's because that's their whole thing. It's like physical performance. But most women, I don't necessarily think that's true. But it was said with such confidence, the comment, and it made me think it's just such a male perspective, like going, yeah, dude, because if you were weaker, you would be jealous of other men's physical strength. Like, if you would take a pill that would make you stronger because you're a guy. Like, that's just a really male perspective on something. It's like, but it's just seeing things through that. It was just quite funny because it was so off. It's so, like, it's said with such confidence, like, this is absolutely true. It's like, it's really not. Like, you're so wrong. I think there also, because in my life, like, being physically strong doesn't really play into it all that much. Yeah, sure, there's sometimes I get frustrated because I can't lift something or whatever, but most of the time I don't feel like it really hampers me in life. And I actually think that for women, I think, you know, it's like you develop other things because you're not as physically strong. I feel like there are other ways women kind of move through the world or have learnt to deal with things because they're not as physically strong, and you'd probably lose out on that if you were as physically strong. So it's like, it's not just like we're just not as physically strong and that's it. It's like, no, there's other things that we can do, but, you know. But it just made me think of that because it was similar, seeing things from such a male perspective. But I think in terms of like dance as well, like, because sure, maybe for athletes, like I said, the guy had said he was around athletes a lot. Maybe that's true for athletes, but I think of dancers, even like ballet dancers, like male and female ballet dancers. And don't get me wrong, female ballet dancers are really strong. Don't get me wrong, they're very strong. But they're not as strong as the male dancers. But like, you know, I think in terms of them, like, it's not a negative not being as strong. it's not a negative not being as strong as the men. Like, if you look at how male dancers and female dancers, ballet dancers dance, I think if the women, like, the women are kind of more graceful. I don't want to say they're not better dancers than the men, don't get me wrong, that's not what I'm saying, but, and the men are still graceful, but there's more like a strength there. It's not quite as, but female dancers, ballet dancers, they're just, I think if they were as physically strong, you'd lose out on, there's like a, on the, some of the artistry, on like the grace, the like, it's not a negative, not being as physically strong, even something that's okay, it stopped filming, my camera's about to die anyway now. I can't remember the point I was making. It was something about, yeah, that I think, I'll just quickly say that in dancing, female dancers, I don't think it's a negative that they're not as strong as the men. They can't lift the men up and, like, you know, they can't lift other dancers, but there's like a grace there and a delicacy and like an artistry that I think if they were as physically strong, just the way they'd move would be different. It's not a negative. Yeah. It's not actually necessarily a negative, I think. I think that was just, that just made me think of that other comment, made me think about it. It's like seeing a topic from such like a purely male point of view. Just because you would feel a certain way in that scenario doesn't mean that women would. I think it's, yeah, maybe this, it just made me think of that, and the same with like getting loads of attention as a teenage girl. And I don't mean positive attention. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying, when people are flirting with you, whatever, that's all. I'm not saying that's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying when you're, you know, 13 and then like older guys or men are, you know, giving you a bit of hassle, that's not, and maybe that sounds fun for you, I don't know, but it can be quite horrible as a teenage girl. And as I said, there's an element of physical threat there that guys I don't necessarily have. Yeah, anyway, but that's also not the be-all and end-all and the beginning and end of it when talking about the negatives of being a teenage girl anyway. I'd say a lot of it's more probably internal. I'd say a lot of it's internal. Anyway, okay, I'm going to stop now. I've been filming way too long. I hope that, I'm really hot. I put my jumper on so I didn't get eaten, and my ankles have just been eaten alive by creatures. Okay, yeah. So I hope, anyway, guys, tell me what you think. This was just a casual video. Tell me what you think about the Patreon stuff. I don't know, my camera's about to die, I need to finish this quickly. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know, it was just a chat. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching and look after yourselves.